Jamaican stewed beef with butter beans, plantain, and some Johnny cakes coming up. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I've already washed my meat and everything. I cubed it and washed it and cleaned it in some vinegar. I am going to grate nutmeg. These are pimento seeds that I'm putting in. Just a few. I don't have any the Jamaican hot peppers, but I had made a pepper sauce and froze it, so I'm going to use that. This is a jerk seasoning. I'm just sprinkling a little bit. That's a garlic onion powder mix that I have. I just sprinkle it on top, maybe a teaspoon. Just about a teaspoon of the Jamaican browning sauce for brown stew. This is a Jamaican green sauce. It's just onions and garlic and stuff all chopped up. And I do buy it in a container sometime because it's pre-done for me. And that's the browning sauce I just put in. I'm going to put a handful of red onions in because I don't have any other onions left in the house. I usually use a scallion, a green onion. But that's what I have today, so that's what I'm using. I'm going to do a little bit of meat tenderizing, probably about a teaspoon as well. Maybe not even, about that. A little under. Depends how much meat you're stewing up, right? Just kind of go with your own flavors with that. Now, unfortunately, I did videotape. I had cut up a half a tomato, a half a yellow pepper, a bunch of thyme, 3 garlic cloves, and some Montreal steak spice. And I missed videotaping it, and I apologize. This is my pepper sauce that I make when I have too many peppers left over. Hot peppers, that is. I make a little sauce and I turn it into kind of a paste and I put it in the freezer. So I do have hot peppers in this, just so you know. So I'm going to mix this all together really, really well. And I'm just going to let it marinate for 2-3 hours. It's only around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I'll stew this down really slow. I'm just going to reserve this in the fridge and I'm going to mix up my Johnny cake dough. The recipe is in with the curry chicken if you go back and look at my videos. I also had it in some paprika, a couple splashes of Worcestershire sauce, and a couple of bay leaves. It's going to go in the fridge now for at least 2 hours. Okay, I'm heating up some oil and some brown sugar. It's exactly a tablespoon of brown sugar and probably under a tablespoon of vegetable oil, or peanut oil, pardon me. I'm using peanut oil to fry my dumplings in as well. I usually use the peanut oil. Sometimes I use a vegetable oil. So I'm just going to wait till that heats up and I'll caramelize it down to a bit. I'm having very serious audio problems again. I don't know why. I can't figure it out. I've done everything. I might just have to buy new equipment, but that ain't happening right now financially, so I have to do what I have to do. If I have to do a voiceover, I apology. I did videotape me putting all the stewed beef together, but I did it on slow mode, so I had to redo it, but I already explained that. So anyways, I'm going to just cook this down. See, it's going to start to cook. Just let it cook. Don't touch it. Okay, it's really windy outside. I just had to run and move down some of the plants. So I just want this to caramelize a little bit. This just gives so much extra flavor. It's unbelievable how much flavor it gives. Some people are really good at really browning it off to the black point. I don't go that far ever because I don't want to burn it, and I guess I'm afraid to burn it. So, but I get it to the sticky point, and then I add my meat in. It's starting to bubble. That's exactly what I want it to do. Okay, I'm going to add my meat. Well, there you go. Looking good already. Okay, I'm just going to brown this all up, sear it a bit. It's on high temperature. I just leave the thyme in there for now. I pick it up at the very end. Pick it out, I should say. It just adds a flavor. There won't be any thyme left on it anyways. It'll just be the sticks. And I know I have 3 of them in there because I put 3 in the pot. Same with the bay leaf. I'll just pick it out later. It smells so good. Okay, I'm going to move on to my Johnny cakes here, or fried dumplings. I like boiled dumplings with this as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a lid on it, let it cook in its own juice. It's the best thing you can do. Okay, if I was making a great big pot of this, I would buy dry beans and soak it down. I'm not. This is just like a big pot. I mean, I've made it so like the pot's huge. And I am using some beef broth here. I just bought the no-name one. It was on sale for 99 cents. I only need about a quarter cup of it at top, so I thought I'm not spending the money on the expensive one. And it's all the same anyways. I rinsed and drained the butter beans. I mashed a few of them up because that'll go into make the gravy part of it for me. In this right here, I have about a quarter cup of beef bouillon, the liquid one, and the leftover sauce that was left over from the beef in here. And I'm going to add that after I take the lid off in about 10 minutes. Look at all the liquid. It's been cooking in its own juice. So right now I don't even need to add extra liquid, but I want to cook it nice and slow so the beef gets really soft. Looks good, right? Okay, for the dumplings, I added 1.5 cups of flour, 2 pads of butter, a teaspoon of sugar, and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Now, I use about 3/4 cups of cold water, but you might need to use a little less or a little more, so don't dump it all in at once, okay? Okay, so I use my hands for this. I've added about half of my 3/4 cup of water. I might not need any more. It's really moist. It's high humidity today. So you got to go with the humidity in the house. And I'll just knead all this in, break the butter up. And then I'll let it rest for probably half an hour, it doesn't matter. You can just let it rest. I might need to add a little more liquid. And if I do, just keep kneading it until you think you might not need it. So might not need extra water. That's why I'm saying just keep kneading it for a little bit. I don't add salt to mine because I use salted butter. Ended up using all my water. So now that it's all got the flour off the side of the bowls, I just put a damp tea towel over that and I let it rest. And then I'll make little balls. Okay, it rested for about 40 minutes and now I just made my little balls and I'm just gonna cover them up until I'm ready to make it. So I'll just cover it again and let it sit on the counter until I have my oil at the right temperature. And you don't want the oil too hot or it won't cook in the middle. Yeah, it's getting hot out here. That's, I guess, about 90 in Fahrenheit. Okay, I just adding my butter beans in now. And I'm just gonna stir it all up. And then I'll just simmer it all down. But it's looking really good. I haven't tested it yet, but I'm sure it's good. I had it on really, really low and then I turned it off for like a half an hour. So I'm just turning it back on now. Okay, I also added 4 slices of the sweet potato, my butter beans. I'm just gonna put the lid back on for a little bit till the potatoes cook. And I ended up making a bit of rice. Not a lot, just a small batch of rice and peas. So yeah, just thought if I'm gonna do it, I might as well make the whole dinner so I can present it properly. Okay, I'm also gonna cut up a plantain and fry the plantain just before I fry the Johnny cakes. Well, the plantain's almost done and the Johnny cakes are gonna go in. I'm gonna feed my neighbor John across the street. I was just outside talking to him a little earlier when he got home from work. And I said, are you hungry because I'm making lots of food? He said, I'd love to try it. So anyways, I'm gonna call him in a minute and come get a dish. Okay, my Johnny cakes are in. Plantain's done. It's looking good. Just rotating them slowly. It's on a medium heat. And just do it slow, guys. Because if you do it fast, it won't cook the center. I'll show you everything plated up. Thanks for liking. Please subscribe. Hit the notification bell. And definitely push the like button. Share if you like too. Thanks again, and I will close with the plated up food. Ciao, everybody. Love ya. Bye. Sexy times. Okay, it's all plated up. A little piece of sweet potatoes, some plantain, rice and peas, Jamaican stewed beef, cucumber, and Johnny cake, and it's just gonna be fabulous. You just dip the little Johnny cake in the gravy there. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Gotta make it, guys. It's amazing.